Welcome to the Kunateh Impact Show, where growth begins with accountability and leadership is built through action. I'm Abdul Kunateh, and every episode is designed to give you practical, real-world insights you can apply immediately to lead yourself better, lead others stronger, and build something that lasts. Because real impact starts with how you show up every day. Let's dive in, lead with purpose, and create lasting impact. Quick question. How many meetings have you left more confused than when you arrived? If you're like most leaders, meeting drift and unclear next steps are the silent productivity killers. Today, I want to share a 7-minute practice you can run tomorrow that ends that drift, speeds decisions, and turns clarity into immediate action. Simple, fast, repeatable. A quick story. On a product launch last year, we were a month behind and morale was slipping. Meetings grew longer, discussions repeated, and the plan looked different after every sync. I walked into a weekly check and asked a single question. What outcome are we protecting this week? I then spoke a 30-second narrative. What we were doing, the one result that mattered, 3 signs it was working, and who would move next. The team left in 7 minutes with a clear path. We regained momentum in days, not weeks. By the end of this episode, you'll be able to run your first narrative sprint tomorrow. A tight 7-minute structure, 3 ways to embed it across meetings and one-on-ones, and a simple accountability loop to make the narrative stick. No jargon, just a tool you can use immediately. Insight 1, the 7-minute narrative template. Think of this as 4 lines that replace a long meeting. Line 1, context. 1 short sentence that says where we are and why it matters. Line 2, the critical outcome. 1 measurable result we must achieve. Line 3, 3 short signals of success. What success will look like in observable terms. Line 4, owners and the immediate next step. Who does what by when? That's it. Tight structure forces clarity, and clarity reduces wasted energy. A quick example to make it concrete. Context. We're a week from the pilot release, and customers need a stable onboarding flow. Critical outcome. Reduce onboarding failures to under 5% by Friday. 3 signals. 1. Error rate below 5% in QA. 2. 2 customers complete end-to-end onboarding without support. 3. Deployment checklist signed off. Owners and next step. Sana fixes the import edge case today. Miguel validates the end-to-end tomorrow. And I'll remove the block dependency and confirm the release window. Short, specific, actionable. Insight 2. How to run the sprint so it actually lands. I have 3 deployment tactics. First, put it at the top of existing meetings. Spend 7 minutes at the start to set the narrative. Then let the rest of the meeting be only clarifying questions and decisions tied to the narrative. Second, use it as a stand-up ritual. Monday morning, run a 7-minute sprint that frames the week, then daily 2-minute checks on the 3 signals. Third, make it your one-on-one handshake. End every one-on-one with a 7-minute sprint that aligns priorities between you and your direct report, and record the owner and by when. Here's sample phrasing you can use. Say it aloud once before you run it. Context, we're 2 weeks from launch and support load is the biggest risk. Critical outcome, keep incoming tickets under 20 per day during the first week. Signals 1, knowledge base has 3 new articles. 2, escalation rate under 10%. 3, support SLA met within 4 hours. Owners Priya publishes articles by Wednesday. Jamal sets triage rules by Thursday. I'll approve the contingency budget today. That script removes ambiguity and points directly to the next step. Insight 3. Turn the narrative into daily execution. A narrative is only as good as the behaviors it drives. Translate each signal into a daily or weekly observable checkpoint. For example, a signal about user metrics becomes a daily dashboard check. A signal about content becomes a publish by task in the board. Use a single small metric to prove progress. 1 number leaders can look at and understand in 30 seconds. Create a lightweight accountability loop. 1. Capture the narrative in 1 shared note. 2. Assign the owner and the deadline. 3. Each day, the owner posts a 1-line update against the signals. No long updates, just progress blockers and the next action. If a blocker appears, the owner escalates with a proposed decision. This keeps momentum and forces leaders to practice quick course corrections instead of long debates. Quick recap. 1. The 7-minute narrative is context, 1 critical outcome, 3 signals and owners. 2, run it at the start of meetings, as a weekly stand-up, and as a one-on-one handshake. 3, translate signals into daily checkpoints and a simple accountability loop. When you do these 3 things, you reduce meeting time, speed decision-making, and create shared ownership. Real teams move faster when everyone answers the same question. What are we protecting right now? Reflection and action. Here's 1 clear step to take tomorrow. Pick a standing meeting you already have and run a single narrative sprint at the top. Use this script. State the context in 1 line. Name the 1 outcome, list 3 signals, and assign owners with next steps. Time box it to 7 minutes. If you want an experimental metric, pick 1 number tied to your critical outcome and check it daily for a week. That's your experiment. Run it, iterate, and coach the language until it lands. If today's episode added value, share it with someone who's committed to growth. And subscribe so you don't miss future tools you can use the next day. Small rituals create big momentum. Keep leading with purpose and create lasting impact. Thank you for listening to the Kunateh Impact Show. If today's episode added value, share it with someone who's committed to growth. And remember, real leadership isn't about position or title. It's about influence and impact. Until next time, keep leading with purpose and creating a lasting impact.